Reggie, were there a lot of forged letters in the early church? And how can we be sure that we don't have forged letters in the Bible?
It's a great question, and Christians have thought about that from the very beginning. It's relevant to us because Second Thessalonians is one of the letters that there has been some conversation about in recent times. One of the things that we know from the first century is pagans as well as Christians had a pretty keen sense of intellectual property. And whenever writers could find out that they had been misrepresented or somebody had passed off a letter as their own, they went after them. And we have no reason to think that Christians thought any differently about that. In fact, every time in church history, in the early part of the church, when documents were found to be not what they were thought to be in the first place, they were thrown out. The Acts of Paul and Thecla, for instance, what they found was found out to have been written by an elder out of, quote, piety for Paul, according to Tertullian, around the 180s or so, and he was defrocked. And again, you can find non-Christians worrying about making collections of their letters and their writings to make sure that they were what they were really supposed to be. Interestingly, Second Thessalonians is one of the places where we have some concern at being expressed about the integrity of or the authenticity of the letter. You know, Paul worries in Second Thessalonians 2 about whether there might be some letters out there purporting to be from him saying that the day of the Lord has come. And he says, you know, those didn't come from me. And he closes the letter by saying, I, Paul, write this greeting with my own hand. This is the mark in every letter of mine. It's the way I write. You should be able to recognize that this is my hand. And as time has gone on, I think we have every reason in the world to think that the letters that bear the name of the person who wrote them that are in the New Testament were actually written by the person who wrote them, including Second Thessalonians.